Welcome and thank you for listening to the Without Judgment Coaching Podcast, where we dive into coaching for neurodivergent, high-achieving women who are ready to unlock their potential, regain their passion for work, and live the life that aligns with your dreams. I am Virginie, your host. I'm a life and career coach, and I believe that your career should be more than just a paycheck. In my business, I help my clients who suffer from chronic stress and who feel on the verge of burnout make strong decisions so they can lead the lives they want. Often, it seems like they've got it all on the surface, and yet, inside of them, there is this nagging little voice saying it's not enough. I'm here to share with you all the tips and tools that I've gathered over the years to help you see that you're not alone and that you can be in charge of what's going on in your brain. Tell yourself a different story to change the way you feel and show up in the world. It all starts with our thoughts. And that's good news because you can choose what you think on purpose. You can decide what you don't want to believe when it doesn't serve you. And in each episode, I'll teach you how to be on your side so that you can be successful in your own way. I am a life coach on a mission to get you to discover how to live the life you deserve. So hold my hand and let's go. Hello everyone, and welcome to Without Judgment, episode 24. I don't know about you, but where I live, my kids are officially on summer break. So first, let me apologize if you hear them yelling in the background. They're just playing. And what I want to share about that is that it is a big change in my schedule. And talking about change, I wanted to share a couple of tips and tools to navigate all the changes in our lives. And the first tip that I wanted to give you is to remember that life is always 50-50 and we're all humans. So what do I mean with that? Let me explain and give you a couple of examples. If I take the example of how kids have more vacation than their working parents, well, that's a fact. But what you do and think about it is really up to you. For example, I can choose that I feel like I have plenty of options and I can choose what's going to fit my family. We don't all have the same access to all the choices, but we do have choices, and that's what I want you to remember. For example, some families may have people nearby to help, others may have some paid options that work, and still others may have some flexibility in their schedule to take more time off to be with their kids, and so on. So what I see in myself and in my clients is that when we don't feel so good and we feel a little bit stuck or overwhelmed, it's when we kind of lie to ourselves. We go into victim mode. Maybe we say, I don't have any other option. And that feels frustrating. That feels kind of make us feel resentful often. And that's what I call a thought error, because it's all happening in our head. Because if you think about the results or the actions that you're going to take in the end, it's still going to be pretty much the same, or they're going to be very similar in nature when you think about how you're going to get to use your time. And when we are in that victim mode, I have given a sweet name to that fun place that I call BS, which is blame and shame. And when we are in BS mode, we either blame ourselves or others, but really what we do is that we feel sorry for ourselves, we feel like we have no choice, and we don't take responsibility for what we really want and don't want. So the problem is often that we feel paralyzed and we find it very difficult to get moving. So how can you shift this mindset? Well, one tool, or what I like to call my favorite questions that bring curiosity to our mind, is really to say, instead of I have no choice, ask yourself, what are my options? And just by being curious and bringing that open question to your mind, it should really bring more creativity and kind of an open mind about what is the situation. I might not like it. I can wallow in it for as long as I want, but if I don't want to spend days in it, what are my true options here? And just be honest with yourself. Really see what is out there. For example, if you're feeling maybe overwhelmed with the share of responsibilities in between your work and your kids or your family around the summertime, you might think about how flexible your work hours really are. Do you want to stick to daily or weekly kind of schedule? Where are you going to work? How are you going to be able to communicate depending on how old your kids are, how much room you have? If you're working from home or from an office, then think about outsourcing some tasks. Like I'm thinking of camps for the kids or specific hours where you can have a nanny or a friend, maybe organize play dates, and just decide. And then create a routine that works for you, and the more repetitive and boring it can be, the better, because your kids will kind of get the gist of how it's going to work. And it's going to make sense, and you won't have to repeat yourself as much. And it will, in the end, be easier for everybody. What else was I thinking of sharing with you today? I think another helpful strategy, or just another thing to remember, is to really be self-compassionate. It's okay to feel stressed. It's okay to be a little worried about change. You need to remember that it's just your brain telling yourself, ooh, that's new. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm a little scared. And especially our limbic brain is always going to try and protect ourselves, because new or something that's changing is scary, because it could mean danger. Like when you think about the first people being on Earth and the high chance of being chased by a wild animal, that was pretty scary. So you needed to be on alert. But nowadays, we still have part of that brain, but for most of us, no wild animal chasing after us. So we need to remember it's okay. Our brain is trying to do their best job. But we have another part of our brain that we can use, that's our prefrontal cortex, that we can use more ahead of time to make plans and decide, and to reassure us of, okay, I know what's going on. It's okay that I feel scared, and also I know I can do this. And then remember that even with all of that, there are times where we're all humans, and we're not going to get it perfectly. Nobody is getting it perfectly. So instead of going into comparisons, scrolling through whatever social media you're into, and looking at all your friends or just people you follow on the platform, and looking at their fabulous vacation or just smiling faces, remember that that's only a little screenshot of what's happening. You don't know what else. And even if their life seems perfect, they're perfect for them. What is your perfect for you? What does it mean for you to feel successful and grounded throughout their summer? And final thought here was something that I was thinking of this morning when trying to plan, is that planning, whatever planner, calendar, whatever tool you're using, is just a tool. And try and remember the tool is here to help and to make it easy. And that's kind of the other tool or principle that I took from Brooke Castillo that I really like, because I think it's pushing ourselves to be uncomfortable, is to do B- work. So we do want to be the best with our kids, with our family, with our home, with our friends, and with our work. But at the end of the day, if you have read anything from the Pareto principle to all kinds of other economics principles, you know that it's 80% is good enough. The last 20% of kind of bringing you to whatever perfection is for you usually ask for so much more work. So let it be easy. What would it feel like if it would be easy? Try and paint a picture for yourself. What would be an easy morning or an easy day, or what would be winning at work this summer, given the hours that you have, or what would be winning with your kids and feeling like an amazing mom, or what would it be like to feel like winning if you need to travel, and how would that be easy or easier if you can't really picture easy. And then if you struggle with painting that picture of easy, I want to recommend you to wonder why is it so hard? Why is it hard to figure out what would be easy? Is it that maybe a part of your brain is not valuing what is easy? Because that happens in a lot of different areas of our life. Sometimes we feel like if I make money that easy, maybe it's not worth as much as if I really worked really hard. Or if it feels so natural and so easy, it means that I am missing something. I must not be doing it right. And sometimes it's true, but sometimes it's not. And just really wonder, like define things for yourself, and don't let society, don't let like other people make you feel bad about what feels good to you or easy. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And by making it easy, I also want to point out that I think we can do hard things, and there is a lot of benefit in pushing through all the discomfort that it's bringing. And also, I think it's all about balance. How are we able to push in some areas that require the effort? And how can we simplify in other areas so that we don't feel stuck and overwhelmed and go back into that kind of resentment mode? So that's my goal for you. And on those nice words, I'm wishing you a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening today. If you like what you heard, you have to go to the website without-judgment-coaching.com and click on the link to book a free 30-minute discovery call with me. You can also find the link on my Instagram bio if you prefer that. I will show you how to reframe the stories going on in your head to serve you and get everything you want, whether it's a new job, a new hobby, or new relationships. Together we can decide if and how I can help you become your best advocate to live the life that you want. I can't wait to see you.